for the Child Development Permit through the CDTC, that's the Child Development Training Consortium, you'll have to go to www.childdevelopment.org. Once you're there, this is what the homepage will look like. And there are two ways to get to the application. Number one, you can go to this little section here that says Child Development Permit Stipends. Click on Apply here. Or you can click on where it says Child Development Permit Stipend Program. Whatever you choose, both of these options will take you to the application. So let's click there. Once you get to this page, there's quite a bit of information. So I just want you to disregard everything that's here and simply look towards the right-hand side of your screen. This is where the application will be. As you can see, there are 5 different applications. So it depends on what your actual application entails. If this is your first time applying for a permit, then you want to download the application that says First Time Permit Application. If you're renewing, that means that you currently have a child development permit, but you want to renew because it's expired after 5 years, then you would click Renewal. Now, if you want to upgrade your permit, that means I currently have a associate teacher level permit, but I want to upgrade to a teacher or master teacher. Then you would choose upgrade. If you are renewing, the CDTC allows you to renew online, only online for renewals for the master teacher level permit. So then you would select this application here that says Renewal by Online Permit. Remember that this application expires. Once the funds run out, then they completely take down the applications. So if you wait, let's say February, you check back and there are no applications here, then that means the application period has closed and there is no more funds. Think of it this way. The state gets a pot of money, right? And this pot of money is for child development folks to help them through their educational journey. So this pot of money is gathered and they say, okay, I'm going to give this much money for students so that they can apply for their permit so that they don't have to pay those $100. But once that pot of money runs out, that's it. There's no more money. So you would actually have to wait until the next academic year, which typically starts in August or sometimes September, to apply for this permit and get your $100 application fee waived. And you don't want to do this, right? So let's go over the application so that you know what to expect. We're going to click on First Time Application because most of you are applying for your permit for the first time. So once you download the application, I'm going to pull it up here. There it is. Here's what it looks like. The first page is basically instructions. Please read through the instructions. Then it gives you a checklist of everything you need to include. And you know that in addition to this application, you also have to include your official transcripts. That means sealed, not the ones you print off the internet. You actually have to order them through Admissions and Records. If you've attended several colleges within the LACCD district, don't worry, all of your courses will appear on one transcript. So if you took courses at Harbor, West LA, or Southwest, all of these courses will appear in one transcript. If you went outside the district, let's say to Cerritos College, El Camino, Saddleback, then you would need to acquire your transcripts for all of the colleges. And again, make sure they're sealed. Do not open them. I repeat, do not open them because they will be rejected. You have to show that you have not even touched them or tampered with the actual transcript. So just keep them in an envelope, have admissions send them to you, not to the consortium, and then you could send your transcripts along with your application. The other item that you will need is basically a live scan or fingerprints, and that's the last step you want to do. For now, let's focus on the application, okay? Please make sure that you are typing this. Do not print it out and handwrite it. Do not use whiteout to make corrections. They will reject your application, and then you have to wait another 3 to 6 years to apply. The top portion here is basically everything you see in orange or yellow is what you want to fill out. Very basic. First name, last name, your social, mailing address, email. Now, where it says permit type, this is where you have to identify whether you're actually a first-time permit person, you're renewing, or upgrading. Most of you are basically applying for your first time, so you want to select first-time permit. Then you have to select the permit that you qualify for. So if you qualify for assistant, associate teacher, you'll want to mark that. Okay? Sign it at the very end and date it. You don't want to do that now, because if you're not ready to send in your application right now, then it's going to be backdated. And the consortium will say, wait a minute, you signed this back in December and you're just sending it in January? This is old. So make sure this is the last step that you do. And if you are signing it, please make sure that it's with blue or black ink, no red ink. Then this is the actual application that is very similar to basically the Commission on Teacher Credentialing. So this is the application for CDTC that you send to them to get the permit. And this is the actual legit application, right? But remember, both of these are going to the CDTC. Same details, first name, last name. Select the permit level. Only focus on this area here for the permit level. This is the child development permits. The rest are teaching credentials, and those do not apply to you. So here you would just mark teacher, associate teacher, or whatever level you're applying for. Okay? Don't worry about the bottom. This does not apply to you. If you are renewing, then basically you would indicate that you are renewing, but that's not the case with us. This is a brand new permit, right? Then you answer these questions. Have you ever been dismissed or suspended or resigned? Do you have a felony or something on your record? Check whatever applies to you. Then section number 7 is indicating whether you agree that you are a mandated reporter. And basically what that means is that at all times, whether you're on the job or not, if you suspect, not that you investigate, if you suspect that there is any type of abuse, maltreatment, or neglect, that you will report it. And this is required of all of us. So you just have to check, I agree. Don't worry about section number 8. This does not apply to you. This would only apply if your workplace was actually applying for you for your permit. Most of you are not in that scenario. So that means you are individually applying for yourself. So leave this blank. And then we go to section 9, basically dated at the very end, remember, city where you live in, county is LA for most of us, and the state. And then lastly, then you sign it when you're ready. The next part is basically for your LiveScan reimbursement. If this is your first time applying for a permit, then your LiveScan can be partially reimbursed. That means that they give you back $49 for your LiveScan. This is the one thing that you will come out of pocket for. So initially you do pay your LiveScan fees, but save that receipt, the original receipt. Attach it to your application, and if this is your first time applying for a permit, they'll give you back $49. So just fill out this application, sign it at the very end, and you will get $49 back. This is the form that you take with you when you do your actual fingerprints. So fill all of this information here, your height, your weight, yada, 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 right? Don't worry about all this information. This will be filled in by the person who does your fingerprints. This form is going to be signed. They give it back to you. Always, always include original signatures in your forms, no copies. You get a copy, you send all of the originals to the consortium. So they're not going to give you your results right then. They actually send them to the consortium. So don't worry about it. All you're going to get back is this form with a number and a signature, and that's what you send to the consortium. Next is your verification of experience. So if you are applying to the permit, any permit level, through option 1, It always requires you to verify your experience to show that you meet the qualifications of working 50 days, 175 days, or 350 days. So basically, for this, what you have to do is you have to send this form to where your experience took place. And remember, it doesn't have to be paid experience, it could be volunteered, like right now in your practicum experience. Take this form to your site, have them sign. It could either be your director or human resources or personnel. They're going to verify that yes, you do qualify for the teacher. You've been volunteering or working for a whole 175 days, and then they're going to initial it, sign it here at the bottom, and then you can send this form off. Because of COVID, they're actually allowing you to do just typed in names. So you don't actually have to get a wet signature for this. This is something that's brand new just because of COVID. Then once you have that form filled out, if you are applying for the master teacher level, there are 2 courses that are specialization courses. And remember that this just means 2 classes that are the same or relatively the same, right? That they basically talk about the same topic or theme, like CD 44 and 45. Both of those courses are special needs courses. Or you can even include CD 42 and 45 because that's diversity, right? CD 30 and 31. CD 38 and 39, which are the administration courses. So it's 2 courses that you can pair up that are pretty much the same thing. Okay. Put the title of the permit, that's master teacher, the specialization, and it's going to give you examples right in here. See, is it infant toddler, health and safety, teacher? It depends on what 2 classes you've taken. If you're having difficulty identifying your specialization, just send me an email and your transcripts, and I'd be happy to tell you which 2 courses you can use as your specialization courses. But the course number, that would actually be CD 44, let's say, and then you put the name of the course, and then you put the number of the units. And then the last few pages are basically a survey. It's optional, you don't have to fill it out. It's just asking you questions about your education level, your background, your ethnicity, your place of employment, if you are employed, and all that good stuff. Again, this is optional, you don't have to fill it out. And that is the application process to apply for any of the permit levels, actually the 4 permit levels for the Child Development Training Consortium that waives the $100 application fee.